everybody. Welcome into the Call Up and our AT&T 5G virtual studios. I am Jillian Zachowitz. That is Susanna Collins, who is fresh off of assignment at Disney. So thank you, Susanna, thank you for doing that, for taking that on for us, and for coming back. How was it? I know COVID threw a wrench in what is pretty much your second home.
Yes, this was,
it to be back?
as you can see, if you're watching, still, I haven't put away the Mickey ears. I can't quite let it go yet. No, it was amazing. But this was a trip that was, we postponed it, I think 3 different times because of COVID. Basically, my family, we do a huge family trip to Disney every other year, and it just kept getting pushed back. So we finally made it happen. It was as magical as you can imagine. And I also got to spend my birthday at the Magic Kingdom, which what? I can't go back. I think I'm done with birthdays because I honestly don't think it can be topped.
Happy belated birthday, my friend. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, of course.
So every day you were your outfits were themed, you were eating themed food. Mm-hmm. After a full week, were you even a little tired of it?
Oh, Jill, I am, tired. Can I just say I'm tired? Maybe not tired of it, but I'm exhausted and I feel like I need a vacation to recover from my vacation because Disney is a lot. It's a lot. You are on your feet all day. You're waiting in lines. It's hot in Orlando. You're dealing with crowds and people. And it's just, it takes up a lot of physical and mental energy. So I'm pooped. I'm not going to lie. Totally worth it though.
You'd never know it. You'd never know it based on our show today because Susanna Collins is feeling herself. She is pumped. And again, just glowing as you enter another year around the sun. And someone else who is simply glowing is Kellyn Acosta of the Colorado Rapids and the U.S. men's national team. We have such a fun conversation with him. We keep diving into a little bit more about the Rapids. My apology tour continues. I am sorry I put you at 9th to start the season. Who cares what I think? We also talked to Kellyn, who's become one of the top fashionistas in Major League Soccer. And also MLS fans have watched him grow up from the Dallas Academy to here to now being a bit of a veteran on the national team. So we talked to him about all things that. So get ready. It's a great
I know.
interview.
And this is, guys, true story. We have been trying to get Kellyn on for months.
Highly doubted.
Months this season. And it has finally come to fruition. So this is a big day for the call up. Clearly a big day for Kellyn. I wonder if he would rock Mickey ears. Time now for our AT&T 5G call to the field. We are so excited to bring in a guy that we have been wanting to get on this podcast for a very long time. We've tried several times this season and it finally worked out. Rapids midfielder, a guy who has made 42 caps for the U.S. men's national team. And let's be honest, probably the most fashionable guy in Major League Soccer, Kellyn Acosta. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm finally glad I can get on the show. So thanks for having me.
We are thrilled. Before we start, we were just having this conversation. I just got back from a vacation at Disney World, and I literally was rocking Mickey ears all trip. And I had different ones to go with different outfits. As the fashionista, would you, Kellyn Acosta, rock Mickey ears, or am I just ridiculous?
Yeah, I mean, when in Disney, you have to. I think it complements your sweatshirt too. So yeah, got to do the whole thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Details. I feel very validated.
Kellyn, when Susanna and I have, like she said, we've been wanting to have this interview for so long. Even when her and I were hanging out at her lake house in August, we were talking about what can we talk about with Kellyn Acosta, and we, started Googling things, and that's always very dangerous. And we ended up finding down in the archives a fun 24 facts about Kellyn that you did at FC Dallas in 2015. We all know you came through the Dallas Academy. You're a Dallas area kid through and through. So we just want to revisit a few. That's how we're going to kick this show off. We'll preface this to the people listening. You were probably about 20 at the time. You said your pregame meal was 5 cheese ziti with shrimp from Olive Garden. that you go before every home game, but you don't eat the breadsticks. Has that changed?
It has changed. I've evolved a little bit. I'm not as young as I once was. That was, 6 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still do a pasta, but not the 5-cheese pasta. It's a little bit too heavy for me.
It's too much. Yeah, we were thinking
Too
that.
much.
Like, man, that's
Before
like
the games or just
it's a
in
gut
general?
buster.
Sorry?
Before the
Yeah.
games or just in general?
Both. I haven't been to Olive Garden in quite some time, actually. I haven't found one out here in Colorado, but yeah, I kind of stick away from the 5-cheese eating.
Gotcha.
I was always a big fan of the soup salad and breadsticks. That was like my
Can't go wrong.
go-to. You know, you really can't. It was cheap. It was, just keep bringing them. Loved it.
Right.
Totally here for it. Totally here for it. All right. You used to have that coveted free burrito card from Chipotle.
Oh,
Kellyn, do you still have it?
I don't. And I miss it so much. Oh man, those were the good old days. I would probably go into Chipotle 4 or 5 times a week.
So good.
I got burnt out for a little bit, but I'm kind of back on my grind as of late. So
that's a little bit of a mysterious thing for a lot of people that, like, when I was Googling it, it said it's for VIPs, celebrities. Is it literally a full year of just free burritos whenever you walk in? Is that how it works?
yeah, so it's basically a burrito a day or a bowl a day or whatever I kind of want. I abuse it. I got, extra meat, guac, got a drink, chips. Yeah. You got to go the whole way, when you're going to go to Chipotle. So I definitely abused it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. We also found out your grandmother is Japanese. And
yes.
your father was born there. Can you tell us a little bit more about your background?
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, my grandma's Japanese. My dad was born in Japan. His first language is actually Japanese. He lived there till he was like 12 years old. Then moved to the States. I actually don't know a lick of Japanese. I can maybe count to 20 and maybe a few words. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I wish they would have taught me. It would have been nice. But yeah, and so my dad's actually stepdad is Hispanic, so that's where you get the Acosta from. So he's Mexican. But yeah, and then obviously I'm Black as well. So I mean, I got a very diverse background. So that's kind of just me, really.
Love that. As a teen, you disclosed that you were a referee. Please tell us about that. And does that give you a soft spot ever for MLS officiating?
No chance. Yeah, it was horrible. It's actually when I kind of think back on it. I mean, just the verbal abuse I got from the parents. I'm roughly like U4, U6 years old, and the parents are screaming at me, telling me, make the right calls. I'm like 13 at the time, 14, whatever it was. Yeah, they were brutal, and I kind of carried that verbal abuse from the parents onto the referees in MLS. I apologized for foul language and whatever else I've said to them, but kind of in the heat of the moments, I kind of just say whatever and do whatever. So it's part of the game.
The parents are always the worst. It's
right.
Always the parents.
Get a life, parents.
The kids are fine. The parents are the ones.
Well, half the kids don't even want to be there. I mean, they're staring at the sky, twiddling their thumbs, playing with bugs, and the parents are wanting to scream at me for their kids, just twirling around and doing everything but playing. So
basically your message to the parents was like, it's not my fault your kid's not soccer.
Not word for word, but basically.
Well, those are just my words.
Those are your words.
Delivered more nicely than that. That's amazing. Kellyn, let's talk about the Colorado Rapids, okay? Because you guys are heading to the postseason after your win this weekend. You clinched it. I think a lot of people, Colorado was sort of under the radar as a team heading into the season. I will say, in my preseason predictions, I had you guys finishing 5th. So I did have you as a playoff team. But
mine was 9th, but that was a really long time ago. And
yes,
I'm really
exactly. And preseason predictions are trash.
Just trying to be honest.
But when you think about this sort of season and where you guys are at right now, and you're in incredible position, you could be hosting some playoff games. Did you know at the start of the season, Kellyn, that this Colorado Rapids team was capable of finishing where they are and being as strong and successful as they have been?
Yes, I mean, we always had beliefs for ourselves. Obviously, you can talk about, we want to be at the top, but it's a matter of, executing it. And I thought we've done a great job this year, kind of gone under the radar. Even now, I mean, teams don't really talk about us too much. But, we are, slowly climbing up the ranks, and we've been pretty consistent throughout the years or throughout the year, excuse me. And we've been getting solid results. Obviously, hosting a playoff match is huge, and it's definitely, beneficial for our run in the playoffs. So we're looking to do that. Obviously, we got a few more games left, and, we're trying to, obviously pass Kansas City and hopefully catch up to Seattle and pass Seattle. But we just take game by game. But overall, it's definitely been a pretty good year, and we're happy with how far we came. But we know that we still got a long way to go.
You use the term under the radar, and one of the head coaches in this league that just continues to also fly under the radar is your head coach, Robin Fraser. He stated that we're not here by luck. We're here because they earned it. It's a guy we love watching for some time. He took over in 2019, and his influence has been evident throughout his tenure, but again, gets overlooked at times. Obviously, having the national team, the MLS, the Rapids resume that he does. What can you tell us about Robin Fraser that people don't know?
That people don't know?
Because people don't know anything about, I feel like, manager Robin Fraser now.
Right. I mean, he's a guy that, is super detail oriented. I mean, we watch a lot of film, a lot of video, despite them being very long, but I think it's, he knows it too. We always give him some steam for it. But I mean, he's a guy that likes to analyze everything, and he's done a great job of giving us the information to execute his system to the fullest potential. And I think we've done just that. I mean, if you look at talking to me, he's not only a good coach, but a great guy, you can talk to, outside of football, and a guy that, is understanding. He's played the game at the highest level. You said national team, MLS. I didn't know too much about his MLS career until like the best 25 came out, and I see my coach there. I'm like, oh, so you were pretty good. He tries to jump into train with us. I mean, he, maybe not as good as he once was, but you can still see some quality. His brain is still there. But I think he's been a great coach, and he's been tremendous for us. And I mean, he's a key reason why we're in the place that we're in, and hopefully, we can go even further than what we did last year for sure.
Fun fact about Robin Fraser that I learned when I had him on for Sirius a couple weeks ago is he and Greg Vanny used to coach a youth girls soccer team together.
Stop.
Imagine those were your two head coaches. Yes.
Back
in the day.
His daughter's team, or just a random?
No, before his daughter. So I heard he loves to go out when he was just starting his MLS career. I think it was when he was playing for the Galaxy. Him and Greg Vanny were coaches of a U6 or U8 girls team.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Where are those girls now is what we have to find out.
I mean, they could be in the national team. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? I love it too. I love that you were just I didn't know that Robin Fraser was that big of a deal, he's
just a humble guy. Quiet, humble guy. He's good with his banter. He got some good jokes here and there.
Love it.
Yeah, you just never thought that, he was as prestigious as he was. Obviously, you kind of hear, little, whispers and such, but actually seeing it, displayed is crazy.
Another thing that we love about Robin Fraser is that he's low key, an incredible dresser. He brings the fashion on the sideline.
He does. I'll give it to him.
I know he really does. He really does. And I feel like we don't talk about that enough. So we want to give him some love for his fashion choices. And Kellyn, we got to call you out for a second, because we had your teammate Cole Bassett on this summer on the pod, and he let us in on a little secret that you have a stylist, and because we are always blown away by your fashion. You bring honestly, and it's not just Jill and I. It's literally everybody at MLS is did you see the
what
drip?
I wore?
Did you see the drip? I mean, you just rock it. Can you kind of tell us where this incredible sense of fashion and how where it came from, how you got so into it, just your fashion journey, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been into fashion since I was a young kid. I mean, shoes were my biggest thing ever since I was growing up, I mean, shoes was my thing. Ever once I got a new pair of shoes, I was wearing it to bed. That was just what it was. And so my grandparents always bought me new clothes. And, you know, it's funny. Everyone always has, you know, that little meme where it's first day of school, you had your clothes lined up on your bed waiting for school. I mean, that was me to the T. Like, I was so excited to, you know, get ready for school and, you know, show, you know, people how I can put outfits together. And I'm kind of like that now when it's a game day. I'm like, I can't wait for tomorrow. About to bring some heat tomorrow, let people know what's up. And yeah, I mean, it's always been my thing to just be fashionable and kind of in everything and anything that I do. And yeah, I've been working with a guy named CJ. It's actually one of my boys, one of my good friends. I wouldn't say he is a stylist now, but we basically are a team. Like, he's basically like a creative director. I'm trying to take my fashion journey to the next level, and he's been tremendous and been helping me along the way. So a lot of the different things that you've seen, that's a credit to him and helping me step out of my comfort zone. And I know people give me some stick. I wore like this heavy leather yellow suit. And I got some stick from my teammates. There was a lot of jokes in the comments, but it was good banter. I had a great time.
They're just jealous, Kellyn.
They are.
They are.
You
They
can
are.
pull it off.
That's
Because
what
you
I
can
said.
pull it off.
You know what? You mentioned being a creative, bringing your style to the next level. So we want you to walk us through some of your most iconic looks and caption them for us. Give the look a title. We're going to run through some as of late. What would you title? What is this, Kellyn?
Yeah, that's a custom suit that I have from a guy named Hilton, and then some filling piece of shoes with some flames. Nice little corduroy set, different with the robe belt. Yeah, it was a nice touch.
What would you call that look, though?
I guess where I was, Into the Wild, maybe because of the green.
Oh, this just looks cozy. This is like
What are we calling this?
a little boucle cardigan. Yeah, I see some horses in the background.
Yeah, I mean, horses in the back. Shout out to Lil Nas.
Okay, now we've got, what's this one coming up? Okay, this is just, I mean, classic.
It was a classic. I think that was on the anniversary of when Obama wore his tan suit, so I had to pull it out.
Oh, historical meaning. So we'll call that one Obama.
Obama, perfect.
Opposite, probably Obama not wearing this, but what are you calling
Not quite. This makes me think of like a Fanta or something, so I'm gonna call this like Sunkissed.
Yes. Also, are those steel-toed boots?
They are. They look on the tip, yeah. Some Calvin Kleins.
That is incredible. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, there it is. This is it.
Yeah, I mean, you should have read some of the comments. I mean, they were hilarious. I think my favorite one was 2319, which was from Monsters Inc. That one killed me. That one was so funny. I laugh till this day.
Incredible. Okay, and last one. This could be my favorite.
Me and my son, yeah.
Oh, what's your son's name?
Emerson.
I mean, can we talk about that? That child is gorgeous. Is he a model? Does he have a stylist already? Because he should.
He doesn't. He's not a model. Everyone says I should get him into modeling, but I just want him to be a kid. So let him do his thing. Let him grow up on his own. So, yeah.
Well, Emerson can just ask his dad if he's got a couple questions. If and when.
I think he'll dress himself. He does a pretty good job so far. So
incredible.
Let's talk a little bit about this summer, Kellyn, and of course the U.S. Men's National Team. 2 big wins with the U.S. Men's National Team: first ever CONCACAF Nations League champs, Gold Cup champs, and then, like everyone calls it, right? It's been a little bit of a roller coaster for the U.S. as they are on their mission to qualify for the 2022 World Cup, and you've been a big part of everything that's been going on. What have your conversations with Greg Berhalter been like during this period of time?
Yeah, I mean, each game is a final pretty much. Obviously, it was great winning two trophies in the summer, but I mean, World Cup qualifiers is a different beast. Like you've seen, you go down to El Salvador first game, tough conditions, crazy fans, whole 9 yards first game of qualifiers. Wasn't easy. Didn't get the result we wanted. Second game, play Canada, tough game, a good Canada side. Then the third game, we were able to get a huge road win in Honduras. And yeah, it was the first, I think it was the first games for some of the guys, and to get a taste of the atmosphere and all of that. I mean, it's definitely a challenge in each game. I mean, it's tough. This last few games were, they were positive. Obviously not a great game in Panama, but we were able to, get 2 wins, and we put ourselves in a great position, second place in the group, with looking ahead to Mexico this upcoming qualifier, and Jamaica away. I mean, 2 tough games, but yeah, you just got to take it game by game. You can't look too much into the future, but just look at the now, and that's the task at hand. And it's going to be a tough game, but I know the group, we're excited, and we're going to be ready for it.
Is it as emotionally taxing for you guys as players as it is for the fans? Because it literally is. It's a roller coaster. It's like, it looks so good, and then one game it doesn't look so good, and it's just this like full range of emotions. Do you guys go through that as well? I mean, this is very CONCACAF, right? Like, this is kind of what we have come to expect from playing in this region. So, I mean, is this something that you guys are just sort of mentally prepared for, or are you on this journey with us? Because
I mean that's part of the game. You have the highs and you have the lows, but you want to ride the highs as much as possible. Obviously, you want to win every game, but sometimes that's not the case. But we have to just stay positive. I mean, in the window we have 3 games, so you can't really dwell on one game, because 2 days later we're playing another game. And I mean, that's the beauty of the game. Like I said, in Panama we didn't have the best game, had a great result, lost away. But 3 days later, we were able to, change our focus and play a Costa Rican team and bounce back and get that result. And, when we're down here, now we're back up here, back positive, back, the vibes around the team, a lot better when you win, for sure. And, people think one win is the end of the world, but, us as a group, we know what we're capable of. Obviously, we want better for ourselves, but I mean, it's still a long journey, still a lot of games to be had. And like I said, just take it game by game.
Kellyn, the identity of this team since the summer has really been young, talented, young. And, we keep talking about that. You are no longer the young gun on the national team, as things have begun to change and evolve. So what, as now a little bit of a veteran, what can you tell us? What is another identity of this team outside of young?
I think it's just one of those things, when you get punched into the mouth, is ready to bounce back. Mm-hmm. Like you saw, in Gold Cup, tough game, Nations League, go down to Mexico in the first few minutes and able to bounce back and, climb that mountain and get over it and get the result. You see in Honduras go down 1-0. And I just think for a group, dealing with adversity, we were able to stay resilient and, fight through, all the obstacles our way and able to overcome that. And I think having those challenges not only puts belief in ourselves that we can, overcome anything, but just know that, if we stick together and we work hard and, keep chugging at it, we're able to accomplish great things. So I think, having those obstacles kind of just strengthen the group. And so, each game we know it's going to be a challenge, it's going to be tough, but we know when we dig deep, we're able to, do whatever we want to do and whatever we put our minds to. And I think that's huge for us.
Resilient.
Oh, yes.
Love it.
Yes. Yes. We like it. All right, Kellyn, we have a segment that we do sometimes on this podcast called What's in the Bag. And you know what I'm talking about. The little vanity bags that y'all walk into, that you're always,
toiletry bag.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. And and we're always like, what is in it? What's in the bag? Like, what are you transporting from home?
Right, that can't sit in your locker.
That can't sit in your locker. We're fascinated. So can you tell us, Kellyn Acosta, what is in your bag?
Well, part of it, what's in the bag is just more of, it's that little added detail to your outfit.
A little accessory.
I think a little accessory, a little detail. What's in my bag is usually just toiletries. Sometimes I have my keys in there, but I mean, my staple thing, I have to have some cologne. I have to have some hand lotion.
Wait, what kind of cologne are you wearing?
It just depends on the day.
Okay.
I have multiple. That's part of it. Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to say how many I have because I'm not proud of it, but
it's all right.
quite a few.
20? Over 20?
maybe over 20.
Ooh.
That I kind of just gather, through the years, and I kind of just have. And each day I kind of want to smell a little bit different depending on what I'm wearing. Maybe if it's a suit, I wear something that's more like earthy.
Oh, I like
Maybe
this.
if it's, something like spring, I'm wearing like a lighter scent, fruitier. It just kind of depends on the season or what I'm wearing is basically what I put on.
Did you ever try Zlatan's cologne? Because Susanna and I just wanted to know what it smelled like, to be honest with you.
I haven't.
We've been trying to find out for a long time.
I'm sure it smells good. I mean, if Zlatan made it, it's got to be decent.
Or maybe it's really scary.
Or that too.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is fascinating stuff. It's really making me rethink to just stop throwing samples of perfume, Jill, in your carry-on bag.
Variety. Keep it interesting.
I need to put more thought into that. I really do. Before we let you go, Kellyn Acosta, yes or no, are you here for Slouchy Beanies?
What's a slouchy beanie? Talking about what just sit on your head?
The one that doesn't palm up, but just makes like a little cap over your head, or like a sock over your head.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Why is that? Are people just against it?
Thank you. No,
we were discussing it.
We were discussing it. So Red Bull's head coach Gerhard Struber was rocking the slouchy beanie, and we didn't. And I love it, but we didn't realize that it can be a very polarizing thing. And a lot of people were like, "This is so 2012. Like, what's he doing?" And I'm like, "What's wrong with the slouchy beanie? I'm here for it. I love a
whatever's
slouchy beanie."
I mean, it's either that or like the fisherman beanie where he just sits on top of the head.
No.
I mean, it's fashionable, yes, but practical, no. You're not really keeping yourself warm, but I mean,
your ears are still exposed.
Right,
it's like
right.
No.
But it's like a toiletry bag. It's that added detail to your outfit.
Oh, and there it is. And there it is. The bow that wraps.
Kellyn, you delivered. This was so fun.
Good so luck. Worth the wait.
Go Rapids. My apology tour continues. Don't hate. Just I know nothing. I put Atlanta in first in the East, so I know nothing. And we'll move on from there. But Kellyn, we've had so much fun watching you guys, and we can't wait to watch you guys kill it for the next few months. So, Suze, we know how Kellyn feels. And I hate to be spoiler here, but I know how you feel about a slouchy beanie because you, my friend, rock a slouchy beanie all day, every day.
You know what, Jill? It's part of my fall winter aesthetic. It has been for years, and I won't let it go. You know how
so you're kind of saying you started it.
Well, no, I definitely did not start it, but it was one of these trends where like I rocked it. People were like, "You look good in a beanie," and I've just held on to it ever since. And you know how like all the Gen Zs now, they're like, it's only middle parts and skinny jeans are out and like all of this stuff. Like, I'm sure they're like, oh, slouchy beanies gone. Like, this is one I will not get rid of. I stand slouchy beanies. I think Gerhard Struber rocked it so well. Also, the guy is bald and like, it gets chilly. You got to keep the heat on, like contained. It's useful. Keeps you nice and warm. It looks cool and stylish. I am so here for slouchy beanies.
Is the slouchy beanie what brings the New York Red Bulls into the postseason the way perhaps Greg Vanney's scarf, like you mentioned in our pre-pod chat? Is the slouchy beanie going to prove to be the difference? We will just think have it could be to find out. I'm just going to be honest. Whenever I look at myself dead on in a slouchy beanie, I just look incredibly wide.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe it's the circle structure of my face.
Girlfriends.
I'm such a loser with like just a beanie with a huge palm at the top.
Oh, the palms are the best. I love a big palm.
I like someone that just Thank you.
I have some epic
for MLS Cup. I'll borrow some.
I was gonna say we have a few pictures of us at MLS Cups, very cold ones, probably in Toronto.
Yeah, but I'm in a pyramid shaped hat.
No, you are not, and you look adorbs, and that's all there is to it. And slouchy beanies for life. Thank you.
I have that picture of us somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Hold on. I'm just gonna get it because we'll prove
we're rocking the beanie. There's nothing. Listen, it's not going anywhere if I have anything to say about it.
You are actually rocking a palm hat.
I am. Oh, I remember.
Mine is slouching, but not on purpose. That
was an aggressive palm that I had. I remember.
Oh, I love an aggressive palm.
But I'm into it.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is great. I mean, leave it to Minnesota United to just kind of tap into everything
Midwest and lovely that just warms my heart. So they put out this tweet. Have you ever heard of a Mitten Coozie?
What do you think? No.
I bet not. I bet not, because this is about as Midwest as it gets, and I could not be more here for this at all. Okay, so these Heineken Mitten Coozies. So basically, it's a mitten and a koozie, so you can hold your beer, and your hands are not going to get cold. I mean, you're serving. It's two in one. It's genius. I love it. How do I
Are
get
your hands
one?
connected?
Oh,
or is
yeah.
it one hand?
It's
or
just
you
one
stuck?
unit. It's just you're just holding the beer. Like it's just that's it.
Oh, I love that.
It's like
or your
just,
phone.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible, and I must have one. And I don't know why I've never seen this before, but I think it's absolutely brilliant. And I am here for Mitten Coozies.
I'm here for both things we've discussed, but one thing you know what we're throwing out into the ethers? We want a cold MLS Cup by the way that we're acting.
Oh my
and I don't know
God.
how
well,
I feel
I
about
think because
that.
we're just used to it. We're just used to it, Jill. Like that has been, let's see, Toronto,
Seattle.
Atlanta was rainy and it was under a dome. So that was, but I remember my hair frizzing.
Huh.
That wasn't fun. But again, I like bundling. I like the layers. Give me the beanie, give me the scarf.
Well, when those MLS Cup playoffs roll around, Susanna Collins, we will have a new MLS MVP crowned in 2021 and all the friggin' asterisks that we talk about all the time. Now, I know this may shock you, but Alexi Lawless tweeted yesterday his MVP criteria.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me thinking. And I wanted to argue with it, but then I couldn't really find a point to argue.
Yeah.
Alexi tweeted, as always, my long-standing MLS MVP criteria is 1, only goal scorers, nothing more valuable. 2, it's not goals scored, it's how many games scored in. Okay. Think penalties don't count. Teams must make the playoffs. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because we've talked a lot about loving Brad Stuver for Austin. They're not making the playoffs. They're also a goalie. Tony Miola, 20 years ago, we saw MLS MVP. I don't think there's been a goalkeeper MVP since. So what else should be in that conversation? Does that mean 1 year, it shouldn't have been Darlington Nagbe when he was the most important player, sometimes for the Timbers, sometimes for Atlanta United, because he's not scoring goals? Is that vain of us?
No, it's not vain, but Alexi is right. He is right. You don't win games unless you score goals. So intrinsically, that is what is the most valued aspect of soccer. You have to score goals. So I think he does make a very valid point. The penalty thing is something that I disagree with him on, because I actually taking a penalty is not easy. It's not, guys make it look easy. There are guys that make it look
well, and you
incredibly
often go
easy.
to your MVP to score that
Exactly.
goal.
So I disagree with him on that account.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, I think a lot of what he says makes sense in that conversation. But you look back at, defenders get no love,
That's
right?
what I was gonna say,
okay, not to, go all Liverpool here, but a few years ago, Virgil van Dijk was a finalist for the Ballon d'Or, and he was so imperative to Liverpool's success. And then, he was injured all of last year, and we see what happens, and they're leaking goals in the back. And so it's how do you value that? I mean, he was integral. He was integral to their success. But again, it's the goals. That's what gets the headlines. Those are the highlights that people watch. And so I think just because of the way soccer is sort of designed, nine times out of 10, it's going to the guy that's putting the ball in the back of the net the most. But then so I think about it, right? So right now, Ola Kamara is at the top of the Golden Boot race, right? DC United out of the playoff picture right now as it stands. But, does that take away from, this incredible goal scoring season that Ola Kamara has? In some ways, I think yes. And a lot of those goals have been penalties, but again, it's that scoring goals is hard. So I don't know. I think he makes some really good points that some I agree with, some I don't. But ultimately, yeah, it's going to be the guy that's scoring goals.
So I guess on that point, then, will it be Daniel Shalhoub, who's sitting at 14 goals?
I would
and
love it
team
to
is
be
making the
Daniel
playoffs?
Shalhoub.
I'm also bringing this up shamelessly because I want Kansas City, are you listening, to send us
Those
the
shirts.
Hungarian Hitman and Johnny Russell t-shirts, because I think you'd be more Johnny Russell, I'd be more Daniel Shalhoub. I mean, just like
I'm good with that.
Ethnicity wise, it makes sense.
I'm good with that.
You know,
I'm so down, and we would rock those.
Yeah,
100%.
You have to have some Scots woman in you, I'm sure.
Sure, I do. Somewhere
but there's
down the line.
a little bit in there.
Jill, something we're both here for. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about Angel City? Just continues to do things right. Correct? Am I right?
God,
am I right?
Someone.
So they've just implemented this sort of initiative where they're selling seats that will benefit the community. And it's just the smartest thing ever, because all it's going to do is get awareness and get the players involved and be like, hey, guys, come buy some seats and it's going to benefit your charity of choice or whatever. It's just it's so smart. They're just so smart. They're so community minded, and I love it.
So exactly. And to your point, Suze, the Fan Fueled Player Fund is a first of its kind in women's sports that will benefit each of our players directly. So 1% of seat ticket sales go back to the players. So what I like about it is, if I'm understanding it correctly, it's not like the players' salaries can be hurt by it, but it puts some ownership, some onus more on the players to be like, come join us, come hang out with us. And we've also seen at times maybe women in sports not being paid at the level in which they deserve to be. And this is just another layer in which they can be.
It's just smart. It's just really, really smart. And I continue to be impressed by pretty much everything they do. So keep it going. All right. What's on tap? Can you believe this? Can you believe that we are actually talking about Decision Day? Because it is around the corner, people, less than 2 weeks away. And we have a really, really fun Decision Day show headed your way. You can join myself and the MLS crew on November 7th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern for Decision Day Live. It's going to be this second screen watch along show. It's going to be interactive. It will be streamed on all MLS platforms and is going to feature some special guests. I am going to be somewhere, TBD. We don't know. It all depends on how things are looking in a couple weeks. But I'm so excited. I am so excited, Jill, to be at an actual game with huge implications on the line. I mean, it's just, I'm buzzing for it. I cannot wait.
And you know what's crazy is, since last weekend, it's felt like Decision Day every day with the way that the schedule is, with, really no cross-conference competition. It's been feeling like Decision Day for over a week now. We've got another week and a half of Decision Day type of vibe. So
how much do you think it's going to shift?
Buckle up.
The standings are going to shift in the next 14 days, honestly. It's wild.
I'll give you a little microcosm of the standings that usually you only have this type of conversation on ahead of Decision Day. Well, no, 2 weeks prior to Decision Day, this past weekend, when Atlanta United, a week ago, so 2.5 weeks before, when Atlanta was playing New York City FC and they had that 1-1 draw, they could have landed themselves in that one game itself anywhere from 4th, which is that final home field advantage spot, to 8th, which is out. And that's on October 22nd. So woo! Buckle up. Decision Day all day, every day.
Crazy.
Don't be scared.
It's crazy. We cannot wait. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in, for listening. Bust out those slouchy beanies.
My
Wear
camera is not loving me today. Goodbye.
You still look great. Love y'all.
What's up, everybody? It is Susanna Collins and Jillian Sakovitz, co-hosts of The Call Up. And if you want more Call Up action, hit like and subscribe right here on YouTube, right there.
And also make sure that you download every episode of The Call Up every single Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, or anywhere that you get your podcasts. And while you're here, why not check out some of these other videos as well?